Hi, cyberspace. Sorry if I look a little disheveled, but I literally just woke up like half an hour ago, and I'm sorry for the change of scenery. I'm at home. I'm not at college. I came home for the weekend because it's my birthday weekend, so we're celebrating this weekend with the family, and yeah, and I'm sorry if I look a little blah, but I went to construction crew yesterday at my old high school and we were painting, but we were painting these things that were too big to put on tables, so we had to do it on the floor. And so there was lots of bending and reaching and stretching and my knees are all bruised and ugh, I'm just sore. I'll get over it, but I'm just kind of sitting still today. I'm surrounded by good books and good movies, and yeah, it's a good day. Also, it's Halloween, and ever since I was little, I have hated Halloween. Partially because it is just the day before my birthday, and that kind of, well, not detracts from my birthday, but in my family it doesn't really. But it's just kind of one of those things where you're like born close to a major holiday, and it's just like, I feel worse for the people who are born around Christmas because then what do you do for presents? I had a friend in grade school and he was born December 23rd, and instead of giving him presents on his birthday, he'd just get a double haul on Christmas. So it's like, well, that's cool because you get the double haul, but at the same time, it's like, well, what about my birthday? It just taps into Christmas. So that's kind of the same thing here. It's just kind of like, oh, Halloween, 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 but to me, my birthday's more important. So whenever anybody asks me, they're like, why do you hate Halloween? There you go. There's your answer. Well, there's part of your answer. The other part of your answer is that I don't really see the point of getting dressed up in a costume because most costumes are really uncomfortable or ugly or stupid or pointless. I'm not a fan of costumes. I've never been a fan of costumes, and even though I'm an actress and I've been in several plays, I still just don't like costumes. They just bother me. Um, and so that's part of the reason I hate Halloween. And when I was little, and before I discovered Harry Potter, and Harry Potter introduced me to fantasy literature, and I started reading all of this stuff that I now love and adore, I used to be scared of all this stuff that I now love and adore. I still am terrified of ghosts, even though I don't believe that ghosts can exist. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm not a fan of ghosts. I hate zombies. I think they're stupid and creepy, really creepy. Vampires are just overused and stupid and horrible, and Twilight has completely destroyed vampires. Um, and I'm a fan of werewolves, but when I was little, I couldn't even say the word werewolves without like freaking out. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Halloween. I never have been. So when people ask me why, I can direct them now to this video and they'll have an answer as to why I don't like Halloween. So instead of, getting into the Halloween spirit and doing anything scary and going outside in the cold and begging other people for candy that I could just buy myself, um I'm sitting at home surrounded by good stuff, like the best book in the world. I remember in the last one, I was talking about the wind and how it's been incredibly windy, and and my friend reminded me of this book that I was reading last year, and it's like the best book in the world. It's called The Name of the Wind. It's by Patrick Rothfuss, and it's honestly probably one of the best books that I've read in a really long time. It's on my shelf of favorite books of all time. It's up there with The Hobbit, by Tolkien, and Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and um, The Outlaws of Sherwood by Robin McKinley, and East by Edith Pateau. And those are books that I've read over 7 times each. This book is an amazing book. I adore this book. And yeah, it is really long and really huge. It's 662 pages, but it's seriously amazing. The characters in here, I don't think there was a single character that was underdeveloped or that I didn't like. Well, I mean, there were ones that like I hated because they were like bad guys, but at the same time they were written so well that like I love to read them. And the main character, Quoth, yeah, it's an impossible to say name. It's right there. My name is Quoth, and he's an amazing guy. He's I'll just read you the little thing on the back. He's stolen princesses back from sleeping Barrow kings. I burned down the town of Trebon, which is in the book. It's hysterical. I've spent the night with Fair Luin and left with both my sanity and my life. I was expelled from the university at a younger age than most people are allowed in. I tread paths by moonlight that others fear to speak of during the day. I have talked to gods, loved women, and written songs that make minstrels weep. You may have heard of me. And it's him telling his own story in his own words, and um it's amazing because at the beginning he's like this hero, he's this retired hero who doesn't want anything to do with the world anymore, and he's just sick of being noticed, and he just wants to, continue fighting evil on his own terms. And these people keep coming to him and they want his story or they want his help, and he finally says, all right, fine, I'll just tell you the whole story, the true story, and then you can decide if I'm a good guy or not. And so he tells the story in his own words, and that's the first. He said it'll take him 3 days to tell his story, and this is the first day, and the second day is coming out in March, and I'm so freaking excited. Even though I have this one in paperback, I have my Nook, my e-reader, so I get to get the second one and read it immediately, even though I don't get hardcovers. So I'm so excited about that. March cannot come soon enough. And so yes, book review, yay! And I promised this video is getting hugely long, but I hope you guys don't mind because I promised my friend that I would do a movie review of probably the best movie I have seen in a very long time, and it is going on my favorite movie shelf of all time. It's called How to Train Your Dragon, and you may have heard of it. And if you looked at it and said, oh, that's a stupid movie, I'm not gonna go see it, please. Just rent it, buy it, I don't care, go see it. It is the best movie ever. The main character's name is Hiccup, okay? That makes it awesome. His dragon's name is Toothless, and Toothless is probably the most adorable creature you will ever see. He's the cutest thing ever. And this movie is so epic and so amazing and so beautifully done. And oh, you have to see it. It's about how Hiccup's a Viking, and he has to kill a dragon to become a full Viking, but he tries to kill Toothless, but he can't do it because he says, he just can't do it. He's this little kid, and he's like, I don't want to kill a dragon. And so he saves Toothless, and he starts training Toothless, and he rides him, and he does all this good stuff with him, and like by training with Toothless, he learns like how to help the other dragons too and not kill them, um and so at the end he brings the Vikings and the dragons together, and they're not at war anymore. And so it's a really good movie about growing up and prejudice and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's just about a little boy and his dragon. And such a good movie. So you should all see this movie and read this book because they're amazing. So this video is now 8 minutes long and it needs to stop. So I hope this makes up for the previous video about the weather, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Happy Halloween, bye!